My name's Emma McPherson. If you haven't seen me before, that is my name. Thank you for tuning in, and please hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that bell notification. With that said, today I'm going to be making a video that is a little less formal than usual and a little more spontaneous, mainly because life is a little crazy and the video that I tried to make in its place I'm gonna have to do later because I messed up on the project I was working on. It was kind of more of an experimental type project, and so that's why I kind of messed it up, because I was trying to do something without instructions, but I will hopefully be done with that video next week so that you guys can watch it if you want to. With that said, here is a complete tour of all of my houseplants. Enjoy! So these are the plants that I have in my kitchen, on my kitchen floor. This little buddy, my mother-in-law gave me his parent plants, and they made seeds. See, he's got some seeds he's made. And then I grew him from seed, and I've had him for a year now, and he is so beautiful and big. He was so tiny when he first started. And then I got this one at Lowe's. She's a beauty. These two I've grown from their parent plant that's outside on the porch. My husband gave me this one as a present. He went to, it was like a little festival in Sand Springs last fall, and he's a little droopy. He's actually really healthy right now. He's just kind of droopy because he got really dry and did a number on him, but he'll be fine. And then these three avocado trees, December before last, I started growing this one and this one. And then it was a spring after that I started growing him. So they are almost 2 years old, I believe, all three of them. They're very slow growing, but they look pretty good. They're pretty happy, pretty healthy, beautiful babies. This is my air plant. I've been waiting for it to get full grown. I'm really hoping that she'll make some babies for me, because I love this air plant. I've had it for 2.5 years now. And it's grown so much. It stopped growing for a while, but then I got some fertilizer. She started growing again. She's just a happy, beautiful baby. This is an orchid. And my aunt gave this to me. He had been done blooming, but he's actually trying to make some more blooms right there. So that's pretty nice. On my desk, I have this beautiful orchid baby. She was in my orchid video, still blooming, still going strong. This is a succulent of sorts, like not full-blown succulent, likes a lot more water than most of my succulents. She is just gorgeous. I love her little heart-shaped flowers, and they're kind of pink. I got her on Etsy. When I got her, she was just like one little tendril, ended right here probably. She's just grown so much, and I've had her for about 1.5 years. And then this buddy, I got him at Lowe's. I think in the spring is when I got him. And then my mom got me this. I had surgery in the summer and she brought this over for me. Very, very sweet. And you can't, of course, forget my bamboo plant. He is so easy. He just sits here next to my sink and I give him water every now and again, and he just has flourished. I love him. He's my easiest plant. And then, of course, you can't forget my beautiful orchid babies. There's so many of them. Yeah, you guys have seen these before in my orchid video, so just enjoy. They're all pretty happy. They're all doing well. I haven't watered them this week. Gonna do that tomorrow. They're just enjoying the day. And then let's do the outside plants. So, I actually just repotted a bunch of these, so they look a lot better than they did last week. I repotted them, 3 or 4 days ago, something like that. I had a bunch of dead plants out here too. Fall is starting up. It's actually like 40 degrees out here right now. It's pretty cold. So a bunch of my flowers and stuff are they're kind of kaput. These are my zinnias. They are some that are kind of kaput. A bunch of them were in my planters like this, see, kind of just done for the year. They bloomed for a long good while, but they've seen better days. They were really full and beautiful during the summer, and they still have some gorgeous, beautiful flowers. Look at that. Yeah, they're still alright. They're just not quite where they were with their former glory. Some of them still thriving even though it's pretty cold. Oh, I love these. So these are actually my 3rd generation of zinnias. All of these are. A friend of mine gave me the seeds for them, and I've just cultivated the seeds every year since then. They were all solid colors when I first got them, so it was only like yellows and reds and pinks, but they've all kind of inbred together, which I really love. Like over here, we got some white and kind of red, and they've kind of just intermingled with their colors and everything, which I think is so beautiful. So that's my third generation. I actually was thinking next year I'm probably gonna buy some seeds at the store. They seemed a little less healthy this year, and I think that might just be because they're just kind of getting a little inbred maybe. So this is the rest of my porch. I actually just replanted this beautiful baby. He had outgrown his pot, but he's gonna be so happy in his new big one. This is one of my favorite succulents, actually. I just think it's so beautiful. I love how exotic it looks. This one is also one of my favorite, just like so vibrant and beautiful. I got this one at Whole Foods. Most of these succulents, like this one, and this one, and just like the majority of them were actually wedding gifts. My mother-in-law and sister-in-law, actually, they knew that I loved plants, and so they gave me a bunch of succulents the day before my wedding. And they put together the rehearsal dinner for the family, which was so nice of them. And on the tables at the rehearsal dinner were all of these beautiful succulents. And at the end of the night, they told me that those were for me to take home, which they actually were kind enough to take them home for me because, you know, honeymoon and whatever. But I was able to get them from them after the honeymoon, and that was just so great to have such a beautiful housewarming gift of 20 different succulents that are so low maintenance and beautiful. And I still have them to this day, and they've made lots of babies and just kind of filled my life with joy. So thank you to my relatives. I married into a really good family. But anyway, these are my babies. This one I actually got on Etsy too. It's just like so beautiful. I love the little pink. I don't know what it is about this one, but it's just, I love it so much. And then this is a baby of one of those plants I got on my wedding. This is a baby of one of those plants I got at my wedding. This is one of those plants I got at my wedding. This one I got at my wedding, that one I did. This one is actually another one of those babies like that plant that I talked about earlier in my kitchen. He's a little upset because it's cold out here. He's not happy about it. Got this one at Whole Foods. I buy a lot of succulents at Whole Foods, guys. That's all I really buy there. It's just plants. This is a baby, again, I grew this one from seed. He is huge. I brought him out here in the middle of summer and he crumpled up and I really thought that he was gonna die. He only had a couple of leaves and he just like shriveled up and they were gone. And then he came back like this. And he's just the fullest. I love him. Apparently those plants actually come back year after year. I didn't know that until this fall. So I kind of want to find a place around my house that I can plant them in the ground so that they don't die this winter. So I can keep them. This aloe vera and this aloe vera are babies of that huge one over there. I'll show you in just a minute. And then these are babies of plants. Also, that's the thing about plants is, you know, they just reproduce, and it's great because it's free decoration. This is the baby of one of the plants I got at my wedding. This one I got at Lowe's. This is the baby of the plant I got at my wedding. This one, so my sister actually gave away succulents at her wedding as kind of like party favors, and they had these little signs in them that said "Let Love Grow." So cute. This is the one that I picked, and he's just flourished. It's been 4 years now, and he just has filled this pot, and as you can see, he has a bunch of babies. There's one of his babies over there too. They're just kind of everywhere over here. So I've had this one actually longer than any of the other plants that I've had. It's almost 5 years now. I think in May it'll be 5 years. So he is, he's a happy camper. This is one of the plants that I got at my wedding too. He just kind of shares a pot with them because they like each other, you know. They're best buddies, so they got to stay together so that they be happy. And this is a baby of the plant. See, I've even given away a bunch of my plants because these succulents, they thrive so much they have babies. This is the parent plant of the ones over there that look like it. That's the one I got at my wedding too. This is a baby that little Etsy plant made. It's so cute. And then this is the mama aloe plant. My mother-in-law also gave me this one because I I had some bad rashes at one point. There's a story time coming later about that whole saga. And he's actually got 1, 2, 3 babies right now. No, 4? There's a 4th. No, that's part of the 3rd. 3 babies. 4 babies. There's a tiny one right there. This one makes babies all the time. I've actually given away a lot of its children because it's such a grown plant. It doesn't grow anymore, it just makes children. And then this one, my husband got it for me. It's a little temperamental. Every time I try to cut off a clipping of it, like this is a clipping of it right here, it'll live for just a little bit and then it'll die. So I don't know really how to get this one to procreate. All my other succulents I can get to, but this one is, he's a finicky bloke. This one I got at Lowe's just this summer. This was actually a gift. A friend of mine gave this to me 2.5 years ago or so. She gave me 3, but this is the only one that survived so far. I overwatered the other 2 and they kind of like exploded like succulents tend to do when you overwater them, so whoops. Sorry about that. This one my husband also got me. He did really well for a little bit when I first got him, but I don't think he got enough water this summer. It's been kind of dry. He's looking a little better than he did earlier this week, but he's not looking too hot right now. This one is actually the baby of that one over there. And this one was in my wedding bouquet. And so was this one. This one was also in my wedding bouquet. And any other ones that look like those 2 that you've seen in this video are also children of those 2. I think there were actually 2 of the purple ones in my bouquet and then just the 1 green one. The 1 green one has made so many children. Wow, a lot of children. So they were in my wedding bouquet. And so I have been learning a lot about succulents since I got all of those succulents from my in-laws when I first got married. And I figured out that if you cut a succulent off, you can just put it in dirt and most of the time it will grow roots and take and live. My wedding bouquet had been sitting in my laundry room hanging up for a month. A whole month at that point. And I went in there and this beautiful green boy, he was growing towards the sun. And he didn't have any dirt or anything, he was just growing toward the sun. He was just thriving that much. This one was kind of struggling, having not been planted for a month, but I went ahead and I tried to plant them, and they took. And so now I have these beautiful living memories of my wedding bouquet that I just have on my porch, and I bring them in the house in the winter because it gets too cold. And it is such a beautiful, wonderful thing. So I definitely recommend that you do that if you're someone who's gonna get married or if you have a big event coming up. Succulents in your bouquet or your flowers are great because you can keep them later, even though they've been chopped off. Like most flowers would just die, but no, succulents are so hardy, you know, they will live and live and live. And then this is another one that my in-laws gave me. Love it so much. Another baby of the aloe. So any duplicates you've seen of succulents, I never buy the same succulent twice, so any duplicates you see are just children of another succulent. Also, I have these sedums and I love them. They are beautiful. See, I had a bunch of sedum that I had kept for about 2 years, but last winter I kind of overwatered them on accident, and that meant that they died. So all the sedum I have now are just from this spring when I bought some new ones. I'm taking you guys out here though because we have some plants here as well. This is also sedum, although I've had this for 2 years. And then these are some creeping phlox. And I forget what these are called, but they have beautiful white flowers this spring. And then I have a little oak tree, and I don't know what kind of tree this one is. I didn't plant the little trees, but I'm leaving them because I know they're not weeds. They just kind of like popped up this spring, and I thought it was kind of serendipitous, so I decided to keep them. There's also another little tree over here in my flower bed that I've kept, and I know he's not a weed either, so I've kept him. Hello, Clayton! Yikes. But here he is. I love this kind of tree. I grew up with that kind of tree at the first house I remember living at, and yeah, that's why I couldn't pull him up. I couldn't do it. And then of course I have my irises, and they bloom in the spring. I'm sorry, I have so many plants, guys. These are my naked ladies, which actually just bloomed, and they're kind of done for the year. And then so this is a whole story. I had this beautiful strawberry bush that I planted in the spring, and it was huge. It filled this entire bed. And if you notice my sign, it says, "Do not weed eat this bed. I'm trying to revive my strawberries." The reason why there is this sign and why there is no strawberry plant is because my landlord decided to weed eat our yard. And in doing so, he thought that my strawberry bush was a weed. So he weed whacked it into oblivion. I was so upset. I could not see any green in this whole bed, and I was just like ready to cry because I was really attached to my strawberry plant, and I was eating off of it. It was delicious. It had beautiful big red strawberries. But this little bit of my strawberry plant has survived. I'm really happy about it. I hope that it makes it through the winter. It's kind of been traumatized because of my landlord, but hopefully the sign will prevent future incidents from occurring. Anyway, this video has been a lot less educational than most of my videos, but I really wanted to make it, and I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Please hit that like button if you did enjoy it, and subscribe if you'd like to see more videos from me in the future, and hit that bell notification so that you don't miss my videos as they come at you every Thursday. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have a fantastic day, and I hope that you really enjoyed seeing all of my plants.